watching Sunday Sound Off with Frank Boal.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Sound Off, where you get to be part of all the topics in anything sport. Just hashtag us with your comments at Sunday Sound Off, and we'll certainly get you on the air. Let's introduce tonight's panel. First of all, of course, Soren Petro, Sports Radio 810 WHB, in the program from 10 to 2 every day. Soren, how are you?
I'm doing well, Frank, and even better that I know that we were able to pull Sam away from grilling out, because it's the only reason that he's not wearing a jacket. I've got to assume that's it. All leisure Sam. I've never seen this side of him. I'm thrilled for tonight.
All right, Sam Mellinger, of course, from the Kansas City Star, their fine columnist and grilling king. Sam, how are you?
Of course I grilled out tonight. What do you guys want from me?
I knew you smelled a little strange when you walked in. And of course, Blair Kirchhoff, who was hard at work this evening, I'm sure, preparing for opening day tomorrow, and also from the KC Star. Blair, how are you?
Doing great, Frank. And watching the Masters tonight, I couldn't wear the green jacket, so I wore a green shirt for you in honor.
That was a heck of a finish, but it is not one of our hot topics. Gentlemen, here are our hot topics of the evening. Okay, is it Mondesi or someone else at second base for the Royals? Mizzou signed Blake Harris today and is in on Kevin Knox and Jeremiah Tillman. They signed them all. How good can they be? And finally, I've got a wild card question tonight that nobody knows but me. But first, to our question of the week. After 6 games, what's one Royals trend that will hold for the season and one that won't? Soren.
Yeah, I love this question because there's so many different directions you can go with it, and I think every layer of it, at least the ones that I pondered today, thinking about it, I felt like I could, kind of put on either side. I want to say the trend that won't continue is the Royals being 4th in the American League in home runs. That's not going to continue. The problem is 7 of their 8 or 6 of the 7, I can't remember the number, home runs have been solo home runs. When they do hit them, they need guys on base, and they're going to have to get more guys on base because that trend of hitting as many home runs as they have to this point is not going to continue. So they got to do a better job of getting on base, and that's not always their best, best attribute. At least with the walk, it's not. So that's one of the things that I think is not going to continue is the power. The thing that I think is going to continue, and this may scare people a little bit, is the bullpen is going to continue to have issues. Now, some of these issues are just going to be normal bullpen issues, and we've been treated and frankly spoiled around here with bullpens that are just ridiculously good, and there's just no way for any franchise to continue to do that for year after year after year. So the Royals are taking a step back. I'm surprised it's been the left-handers that haven't been able to get it done, but I do think this trend is going to continue because I think even if the lefties get going, I'm not sure how good Joakim Soria is going to be in the long run. I'm not sure they've got the depth. So I think the bullpen being at least a different bird this year is going to continue.
Sam, this was your idea. Hear this question. Like Soren said, he gave you a little bit of credit. It was a good question, Sam.
Oh, that's so sweet, Soren. I appreciate it. I want to piggyback a little bit on the bullpen because this is something that I think is going to have to, it'll be a concern all year. I think we all knew, right, that the bullpen would not be as good this year as it was last year. I didn't think it would take this much of a step back, and the reason is I thought Matt Strahm would be good, and he's been terrible. I looked up these numbers. He has 4 outs. He's recorded 4 outs this year and allowed 10 base runners in 3 games. And they need him to be good for that bullpen to have any chance at all. I don't think he's this bad. But something's going on. If at the very least, his confidence is broken. But I'm piggybacking on Soren. Let me give you 2 answers of my own. One, Mike Moustakas has 3 home runs through 6 games. I don't think he's going to hit 81 this year, but I do think he's going to have a really big year. He was my pick in spring training for the question that everybody was asking about, who's going to lead the Royals with home runs and with how many, 28. Was my guess. I do think he's going to have a really big year. He's got every reason to do it, and he was raking in spring training. He's hitting the ball hard. And the one trend that will not continue besides the bullpen is Salvador Perez cannot continue to make blonde tips palatable. This cannot continue.
Well, I've heard a lot of that, even from the ladies in the newsroom. Don't like the blonde hair. Okay, Blair.
Hey, Soren and Sam covered all the major points here. To that, I'll add. Moose has, hit his 3 home runs. It would be nice to see Alex Gordon on base in front of these home runs. Gordon's had a couple of good swings here in the Houston series, but his on-base percentage is below 300. You got to get better than that for a leadoff guy. I know the Royals don't have a natural leadoff hitter, and Gordon's what they have. You just want to see his on-base percentage higher than what it is. And just taking today's game, kind of a microcosm defense. They played really good, solid defense for 10 innings. In the 11th inning or the 12th, whatever it was, when Houston scored,
right.
You know, you had Hosmer bobbling a ball that they could have gotten a force out at second, and then the Royals didn't turn a double play because of a Moustakas throw to second that pulled Cuthbert off the bag, and either one of those would have gotten Strahm out of the inning because they didn't turn those plays. The Astros scored the winning run. So
right.
defense is something that they've got to keep tight throughout the year to be successful.
Okay, the one trend I'd like to see is anybody break Steve Balboni's home run record for this, which is embarrassing at 35. Up next, our hot topics. You're watching Sunday Sound Off.